Hey beauties, welcome back to Surreal Beauty. I'm Tiffany, aspiring mental health clinician, and I know I haven't been posting videos for like the past 3 weeks. Life has just been lifing, a lot of changes and transition, but I really wanted to focus our video today on talking about where I'm at with my grad school process, what this process has looked like, and also probably part of the reason why I've been gone for the last 3 weeks. And so I'll just hop right into it. I think for a lot of y'all who do know or in school and stuff like that, the semesters, which we call the school terms. So you have like fall semester, you have spring semester, and you have the summer. And so I had just finished my spring semester, which lasted from January of 2025 up until May. And so after the last day of class, it was just pretty hectic, just trying to figure out and make some arrangements for how I'm going to finish off my summer semester. And summer is pretty short, it's pretty quick. It's really a good 2.5 months and we're done. So that's like where I'm at right now in the process. Let me just hop more into details on what this looks like and what I'll be expecting for the time to come. So yes, so I am in the last final 2.5 months of school to get my master's. I'm really excited. It's been a long time coming. I've prolonged this process long enough. But I'm really excited. So this August, I will be receiving my master's degree. And so I'm literally taking my last 3 final classes. And part of the program, towards the ending of the program, you have to get like real life practical experience. They call it the internship. I also have a video on the steps on how to get your clinical mental health license if you kind of just backdate on my videos. But yes. So I'm at the part where we have internship 1 and we have internship 2. I'm now in internship 2. And this past 3 weeks really involved me having to find a clinical site that would align best with my interests and just my lifestyle and where I'm at with my schedule and things like that. So that was pretty stressful. But I did find a place, I did find a site, so yes, I'm excited about that. So yes, as I get more acclimated and as I kind of get through orientation and start seeing clients, I'll talk on a bit of my experience with that, but I'm really excited that I got my foot in the door. As some of y'all may know who've watched my videos in the past, I talk about my practicum experience, my internship, and just how much of a whirlwind or roller coaster ride it's been. I did not have the easiest time completing any of my practicum or internship experiences. It's been quite a mess, but here we are. So now that's one of the classes I'm taking, my internship, where you get real life experience, actually have a caseload of clients in the real life. And then I'm taking a stress management course, and I'm also taking a family violence course. And I chose stress management and family violence because these are 2 classes that I felt were really interesting. Stress management, I think stress management, it speaks for itself, but typically how to handle and manage stress. We live in a world where stress definitely is not something that is foreign to us, unfortunately. And so having to learn how to manage that in our world is super important. So that was the reason why I took that class. And I'm also taking family violence. Family violence talks about all the trauma that stems from family, all the violence that can happen coming from families, from abuse, neglect, all of these things. And so I'm really interested because I've experienced, trauma, childhood trauma. And I thought that this would be a great class to just learn about terms, even vocabulary on maybe things that I've experienced and I've never knew, like, what was that? What does that mean? What is this concept? So being able to kind of bridge that gap of learning, like, okay, this is something I've personally experienced. This is what this means. And this is why I suffer as an adult in my emotional life. And so also it gives me a lot of the information and knowledge and resources that I need to be able to teach you all and be able to show up and teach and educate you guys as well. Because I know I'm definitely not alone when it comes to family violence, abuse, trauma, all of that good stuff, or not. But yeah, so those are 3 classes I'm taking and I'm really excited. So now that I'm literally taking the final 3 classes, once that's done, I get my master's, I get my certificate. And so the summer does not have a commencement, meaning we don't have a ceremony, so I won't be able to walk in the summer. So what I'll have to do is wait till December. Wait, I said that twice. Wait till the fall in December to walk. And so they have a commencement ceremony then. which I am anticipating to walk. I do think it's well deserved. This is personal. This is something that it was like climbing up a mountain to get to this point. So I'm almost there. I have 11 weeks left and I'm finally just right there of finishing school. I'm really, really excited. But what does this look like, you know, as far as obtaining my license? How far am I from getting that? Is it close? Is it, you know, once you get your master's, you get your license? I'll give you a little bit more information. So the way it works is for clinical mental health, you need to obtain 3,000 hours in the state that I'm in, West Virginia, to get your, that's part of it, to get your license. So you get 3,000 clinical hours. So you are working under a supervisor, someone who is able to guide you, mentor you along your way. And so as you're seeing clients, you have someone to refer back to for educational purposes, for support, things of that sort. Also because it's required. And then you also have to pass a national board exam, which they call the National Counseling Exam. And that's the exam that it's about 200 questions. They give you about 3 hours and 45 minutes to take the test. You schedule it when you're ready. Of course, you have to study. And so you have to pass this exam and you have to get your 3,000 hours in order to get your independent license as a clinician. But yes, I know I said a mouthful there. I know that was a lot. But basically, just to give y'all an insight of where I'm at in the process, getting your master's is like half part of the battle. And then the other half of the battle is getting those hours and passing the exam. And I'm currently studying for the exam. I'm actually going to take my practice exam, which is necessary to graduate. I'll be taking that next week. So I'm really excited. I've been studying, and also too, I've been using for anyone who needs some support on what tool to use to study. I used a purple book. This is what I'm using. And as you can see, I've already marked it up. I have like my highlighter marks in there and everything like that. Just been studying and doing all that good stuff. There's like practice exams you can take. So like some other ones here that I've been using, the NCE secrets, things like that. So right now I'm just getting my mind in the game to just study, lock in on information, and be able to take this test and pass the first time. Yes. Once I pass, then at that point, all I have to do and worry about is to get registered with the board of West Virginia. Mind you, every state will look different. Every state has different requirements depending on where you want to get licensed. Protocol and the process may look a little bit different. The type of test you may take might be different. The amount of hours you have to obtain is different. I did my little research and I saw like what they require here in West Virginia may not be the same for California or may not be the same for New York or even Florida. But the good thing about it also is they have what we call it's not tri-state, but it's a compact state law, which means that I think about 37 states have signed it onto this law to where if, let's say, you're licensed in West Virginia, you can also practice and see clients in North Carolina, in Virginia, in Pennsylvania. So that's pretty the cool thing about being a mental health clinician in this coming day and age. I think it's a lot more opportunity to reach across board nationally to clients, and so that's a pretty cool thing as well. And honestly, as far as I am in my process, what I plan to do for the rest of the year is to pass the exam, and I plan to take it right before I graduate. And once I take that and pass that, I want to just find a site and a great supervisor who can take me under their wing, and I can just start accruing my hours towards that 3,000 that I need to complete, and honestly just get my license. And so once you get your license, I think a lot more doorways open. You can work for any organization that you desire, making great money. You can also open up your own private practice, which is kind of where I'm leaning towards, but we're not there yet. I still have time, but I'm really excited. I'm really proud of myself that I've made it this far in the process, and I still got ways to go. And so it's just a one step at a time matter. Finally, I'm really excited to take y'all all on this journey with me. I appreciate all of you who have subscribed, who are following me on my journey. And definitely if you have any questions, I am more than happy to respond to them. Whether you want to leave a comment or email me. Surprisingly, I get more emails than I thought. And I really look forward to reading them and responding back to individuals, whether they're subscribed or not. You can also feel free to check out my website and be able to connect with me that way. I give free virtual consultations for 45 minutes. Just a way to, whatever it is that you're wanting to work through, process through, maybe you need some mentoring or coaching, or just simply have questions because you want to get in the field, definitely feel free to reach out. And I'm so excited. I'll be coming up with more videos very shortly. So until then, stay tuned.